Right, so some changes were made here and to this spot here. I did have the Inka peach, and I bought the Inka peach thinking that it mightn't get the peach leaf curl, but after I put it in and we had the kind of late spring showers, it got the leaf curl straight away. So I've taken it up. It's a young tree and the roots were not established, so it's basically only gone in. So I've taken that out. I did have a Spartan apple down here. This is kind of a shady area. I will be taking this pine out and trimming a lot of these branches off anyway. So I decided to move the Spartan up here. They've only gone in as well, so the roots won't have established. It did have an apple on it. I took that off, and I've given it a really good soak, so that should be all right. I've added some more berry trees, bushes. So this one is Martin. I've added another Martin, and this one here is Strawberry Sensation. I think these are a Canadian hybrid as well, so they should handle the Irish weather anyway. I'm after getting one of my blackcurrant bushes in. I gave it all new topsoil and manure, and then a mulch of manure on top. But I think we can just see some flowers and fruits are starting to develop. The second one will be going here. I just need to get more composted manure, the farmyard manure I should say. So I'll have the two black currants up here. So in here I put the Inka peach. It's only about 3 feet, so it's been chopped here. So it looks like it's being trained for espalier or espalier, for training to go left and right. So I'm going to keep it chopped, and I'm going to train these branches down this way. Might bring one out, this one out this way, and the other ones will be going up this way here. Yeah, so they like it bone dry. If you're thinking of getting a peach, any kind of a peach tree, stick it into a polytunnel or a greenhouse, because it's, even though it's after getting the second flush of leaves, and the leaves are nice and clear, they're clean, healthy. I don't know if the spores will develop on this, but regardless of, I think it says how hardy they are, resistant to the leaf curl, and I think the Inka is supposedly one of the hardiest from Eastern Europe. You know, it basically got it straight away after I planted it. So I'm going to see how it gets on, trained in the tunnel. So there was lots of fruits, or flowers anyway, growing on the Giro, and I've basically taken most of them. I think I've just left a few on the upper side, on the top side of the branches. They'll be getting the sun. I wonder will they naturally drop, because persimmons can drop the fruit even if they form fruit after flowering. They can still drop them. So we'll see what happens. So this is the Stanley plum. I'm after picking off the most of the fruits as well on the plum. I've left 1, 2, 3. This isn't a young tree, so we'll see how it gets on. Now the plum, it fruits on the previous year's wood or growth. But the persimmon, this is the old growth and this is the new growth. So the persimmon fruits on the current year's growth. I started to feed some of the trees that didn't have any fruit. I'm after giving this a slight feed as well. Just a low, really low nitrogen with some other nutrients to just to give it a feed. Since I started feeding them, the yellowing has started to go, and the leaves are getting a lot greener. So it's obviously taking up the nutrients, but I don't want to cause any real stress. So these flowers as well, they might come off as well for this season. There's nothing on the Asian pears or the Fuji apple. So I have given them some of the feed with the low nitrogen, the low NPK. They are looking very healthy though. Veg are still growing, spuds are growing, starting to come to flower. Spanish chestnut. I think there was 3 seeds in the futsu squash. They were all duds. I had to go down and check them. There was only one starting to come up, so I've actually bought another packet from a different distributor. Maybe a better luck. Here are some of the fruit trees that have grown from seed. This is the Nashi pears, Asian pears. These are the Crips Pink apples. This is the Single Golden Asian pear. And this is the Ya pear, the Chinese Ya pear. Yeah, this is an unknown. I got it in the Asian store. Huge, big, beautiful red apple, massive, juicy, tasty apple. I got one seed going out of it. That's the Kyu or the Akizuki. That's the Japanese. I made a mess of taking the seed shell off the plants, and this one might recover, but I have one here anyway, so we'll see what happens. These ones here, I think they could be apples. They're more Crips Pink, which are Crips Pink are the pink lady apples. So we'll see how they get on. So the fruit trees are doing well. This Lampadina, I'm after giving that a feed today. That's after coming on really well. For a few weeks after I planted it, the leaves were real yellow. No flaring at all, which I don't mind. It saves me the hassle of pinching them out. Yeah, it's looking really good. That's Lampadina, or light bulb. That's an Italian variety. I still have to pinch these out. This is another Italian variety. The Ragno. And these flowers are starting to get bigger. A lot bigger than the Giro. So you can see they're on this season's growth. These leaves were yellow, kind of yellow as well, but the colour's starting to come into the leaves. They're looking healthy. So I have a lot of chainsaw work, and the old horse I had for the logs for cutting up, just rotten. And I've seen this one, got this in Screwfix, and it's basically already assembled. Just when you take it out of the box, you open up the butterfly nuts, move these across, and then you tighten them back up. You just feed through here, and you drop this part down on it, and it wedges it in. And they can take much bigger logs. They can basically take the circumference here, and the bigger the logs get, you take out the pins and you move this up, and you can use that pin then for the biggest one. So it's at the smallest setting at the moment, but I have plenty of chainsaw work to get through. See you in the next one.